What if I told you there is a physician living inside you, one who never charges a fee, never sleeps, never leaves your side, and has more power to heal than all the medicines of the earth combined? This inner doctor is your subconscious mind, and it obeys the voice of your belief. You have spoken to others all your life, but the greatest secret is that you can speak to your own body. You can give it orders of health, strength, harmony, and it will obey. For the sickness to it, and sickness comes. Speak health to it, and health returns. Tonight I urge you to consider this. Every word you say within yourself is either killing you or healing you. Which voice will you let rule? The body is not your enemy, nor is disease a punishment from some distant deity. Your body is the instrument of your mind, and your subconscious is its conductor. When the conductor signals chaos, the orchestra falters. When the conductor signals harmony, the music flows. Every cell listens to the language of your thoughts. Resentment creates poison. Fear breeds weakness. Grief depresses the immune system. But love releases endorphins. Faith strengthens the heart. Joy electrifies the nerves. This is why the scriptures declare, "A merry heart doeth good like medicine." You do not wait for medicine to heal the heart. The heart itself, when filled with joy, heals the body. Tonight I ask you, what music are you directing? Do you command your body with harmony or discord? Your subconscious will play the notes exactly as you give them. Consider the story of Madame Beer. Blind though her optic nerves were destroyed, yet through faith, through suggestion impressed upon her subconscious, her sight returned. The doctors were astonished, but the subconscious was only obeying the law. What is impressed is expressed. If blindness can be reversed, what is beyond of sight, the healing of a bone, or the dissolving of a tumor? The subconscious only asks, "What do you believe?" And once you believe, it acts. This is not myth. It is science, psychology, spirituality, all converging upon a single truth. Life follows the command of your conviction. Your subconscious cannot reason about health or sickness. It only accepts what you impress. If you constantly say, "I am sick, I am tired, I am weak," it will agree and make it so. But if you declare, "I am whole, I am strong, I am vital," it will agree and shape the body accordingly. Do not let idle words betray you. Every "I am" is a decree, and your body is the servant. Be careful what you command. Attach to "I am" only what you desire to live. If you would rise in health, speak only health. If you would walk in strength, speak only strength. Singing with power, to declare, "I am confident, my voice flows with ease, divine intelligence sings through me." She repeated this until her body accepted it, and when the day came, she sang with brilliance. What happened? She spoke to her body, and her body obeyed. Fear was replaced with confidence, paralysis with poise. The inner doctor healed the disorder because she gave it a new command, and the same law is yours to use. Think of your subconscious as the inner chemist. It mixes hormones, directs circulation, commands healing processes beyond your conscious knowledge. When you cut your hand, do you heal it by willpower? No, the subconscious closes the wound, knits the tissue, restores the skin. When you sleep, do you consciously order digestion? No, the subconscious governs it. If it can perform such wonders without your conscious command, how much more when you give it clear instructions? Tell it, "My heart is strong, my blood is pure, my nerves are calm, my mind is at peace." Repeat it daily, and the subconscious will act as your silent physician, creating conditions that match your belief. The body listens to the language of the soul. Do not fall into the trap of begging for help as if it were withheld from you. Health is your birthright, and the subconscious holds the key. Your task is not to plead, but to align, not to whine, but to affirm. When you pray, do not cry out in fear, "Please heal me." Instead declare, "The healing presence of God flows through me now. Every cell responds to divine order. I am whole." This is scientific prayer, and it works because it impresses the subconscious with conviction. The subconscious does not respond to panic. It responds to authority. Give it the authority of truth, and it will obey. You must also understand that imagery is the language of the subconscious. Words alone may fail, but a vivid picture is irresistible. Imagine yourself walking with strength, laughing with joy, glowing with health. Feel it, see it, live it inwardly, and the subconscious will accept it as fact. Then, by law, it must express it. Do not imagine sickness. Do not rehearse pain. Do not visualize defeat. Paint instead the picture of vitality, and let that picture dominate. The subconscious is a faithful artist. It will reproduce the image you hand it. And now I urge you to take a living decree into your heart. Say it silently. Whisper it aloud. Write it where you can see it. I am whole. I am strong. I am guided by divine intelligence. Every cell of my body hears the voice of harmony. I am healed now. Let this be more than words. Let it be conviction. Feel it as true, for once the subconscious accepts it, it cannot fail to express it. And as you sleep tonight, remember, you are speaking to your inner doctor, and it is always listening. Your body is a living temple, and within it dwells the silent power that never ceases to renew, restore, and regenerate. This power does not reside in medicines, nor does it depend on the skill of men, though those may be channels. It resides in the subconscious mind, the inner doctor, which governs every heartbeat, every breath, every secret function of your cells. Most people walk through life unaware that they carry within themselves this divine position. They look outward for remedies while the greatest healer waits for their recognition. The truth is this: the body becomes what the mind commands, and the subconscious obeys the master conviction without hesitation or debate. Think of a wound healing. You do not consciously close the skin, produce the clot, or restore the tissue. The subconscious does it all silently, tirelessly, faithfully. This same power that heals a cut can dissolve tumors, strengthen nerves, and restore sight if rightly directed. But here's the danger. If you constantly impress fear, anger, or despair, the subconscious will act upon those impressions too, producing disorder in the body. It is impartial, neither moral nor immoral, simply obedient. This is why the wise man guards his inner speech as a king guards his throne. For every whisper in the heart is a command to the inner doctor, and the doctor always obeys. I once knew a minister in South Africa diagnosed with lung disease. He was given no hope by physicians, yet each night he spoke to his lungs, affirming, "The healing presence of God flows through me. My lungs are whole. My breath is strong. My life is renewed." He visualized himself climbing hills with ease, speaking with vigor, living in health. Within months, his lungs, once failing, were restored, and he lived on to continue his work. What cured him? Not despair, not pleading, but the command of belief impressed upon his subconscious. The inner doctor obeyed the prescription of faith. You must realize that fear is the greatest poison you can administer to your body. Every fearful thought triggers chemical changes, tensing muscles, disturbing digestion, weakening immunity. The subconscious, believing the suggestion of fear, acts as though danger were real, draining strength and breeding sickness. Yet the opposite is also true. Faith releases harmony, producing calm nerves, steady circulation, balanced functions. Just as the body sickens under fear, it thrives under faith. This is why I urge you to speak peace into your body. Say to yourself, "My body is calm, my nerves are steady, my blood flows in harmony, my heart is strong." Write it, whisper it, feel it, until it sinks deep. The subconscious will obey, and the body will follow. Never forget that your subconscious is like fertile soil, and your thoughts are seeds. Plant sickness, and sickness grows. Plant health, and health blossoms. The soil does not resist. It yields to whatever seed is given. The law is exact. What is impressed is expressed. Tonight, let this law become your watchword. Say it aloud. Write it in your notebook. Engrave it on your memory. What is impressed is expressed. Each time you catch yourself speaking of weakness or pain, stop and reverse it. Replace it with strength. Replace it with harmony. For the soil cannot refuse the seed. It must bring forth after its kind. Do not despise small affirmations, for repeated with conviction, They carve deep grooves in the subconscious. A girl once paralyzed with stage fright was healed by saying over and over, "I am confident. My body obeys me. Divine intelligence expresses through me." At first she trembled, but persistence dissolved the old pattern, and soon she stood with poise. What healed her? Repetition, conviction, imagery. The subconscious accepted the new command, and the body expressed it. This is the way of law. Slow drops wear away the stone. Repeated thoughts wear new channels in the mind. Eventually they become the only channels, and health flows naturally through them. You may wonder, but what if my body is already sick? Is it too late? No. The subconscious never ceases to respond. Even in sickness it awaits your command. You can begin now to impress health, and the body will begin to obey. Perhaps the change will be gradual, perhaps swift, but the law cannot be mocked. Whatever is impressed will be expressed. One man cured himself of sarcoma by repeating daily, "I am whole, every cell is alive with the healing presence of God." He did not deny the tumor, he affirmed the higher law. And the tumor dissolved because the subconscious accepted health as the new reality. You can do the same. Start now. Remember, words alone are not enough. The subconscious responds most powerfully to feeling and imagery. See yourself as already healed. Imagine yourself walking freely, breathing easily, glowing with vitality. Feel it as real. Speak the affirmation, but unite it with the image and the emotion. Then the subconscious accepts it as fact, and the body begins to conform. This is the secret of scientific prayer, the union of word, image, and feeling. When these three are one, the subconscious cannot resist, and the result is inevitable. So I say to you, do not curse your body with careless speech. Do not condemn it with thoughts of weakness. Speak to it as you would to a loyal servant with kindness and authority. Command it to obey the law of harmony. Declare, my body is the temple of the living God. Every organ is whole. Every cell is alive. Every function is perfect. I am radiant with health. Write it down. Whisper it until it is engraved upon your subconscious. For once impressed, it must be expressed. And as you sleep tonight, know this truth. Your body is listening. Your subconscious is obeying. And your inner doctor is at work. There is a silent listener within you that never closes its ears, never turns away, never stops recording the speech of your heart. That listener is your subconscious mind, and it directs the orchestra of your body in perfect accord with the words and images it receives. If you tell it that you are frail, it makes you frail. If you tell it that you are robust, it makes you robust. If you picture your body in decay, it hastens decay. If you picture it renewed, it begins the work of renewal. This is the law of correspondence, the unfailing bridge between thought and flesh. You cannot escape its operation, but you can choose its direction. You are not helpless. You are the lawgiver. Your inner doctor takes its orders from you. Let me remind you of Caruso, the great tenor, trembling with stage fright. His throat tightened. His body refused to obey, but he spoke with command. "Caruso, get out here. Caruso, sing." At that instant, the subconscious accepted the command, dissolved the fear, and released the voice of genius. His body obeyed because his subconscious had been given new orders. You too can speak to your body with authority. You can say, "Heart, be strong, blood, flow pure, nerves, be steady, cells, be renewed." Say it with conviction, and your subconscious will relay the command to every organ. You are not at the mercy of weakness. You are at the mercy of your own inner speech. There was once a woman who longed for marriage and companionship, but she was plagued by nervous disorders. Her hands trembled, her digestion failed, her body resisted her desire. I told her to affirm daily, "The peace of God fills my mind and body. My nerves are calm, my heart is steady, my body is my friend. I am loved, I am cherished, I am whole." She repeated this faithfully, imagining herself serene, walking with poise, receiving love. In time, her health improved, her trembling ceased, and she entered into marriage. What healed her? Not luck, not mere chance, but the subconscious obeying a new command. She spoke to her body, and it listened. Understand this clearly. The subconscious is the builder of your body. Every night while you sleep, it repairs tissues, regulates circulation, balances functions. You do not consciously guide your heartbeat or digestion. It is the subconscious that governs. If it can perform such wonders without your direction, how much more when you give it conscious commands? Why should you not say before sleep, I am whole, my body restores itself in divine order, my cells are alive with vitality? Why should you not awaken with the affirmation, every function of my body is perfect, I am strong, I am free, I am radiant with health? These words, repeated with feeling, become instructions, and the subconscious acts upon them without fail. One man I knew was healed of tuberculosis, not by medicine alone, but by suggestion. He believed a piece of wood was a fragment of the true cross. His subconscious accepted the symbol as proof of healing, and his body obeyed. The wood had no power. The belief carried all power. This is why your rituals, your affirmations, your prayers work, not because of the external form, but because they impress the subconscious. Once impressed, the subconscious expresses, whether through a symbol, a word, or an image. The secret is always the same. The inner doctor responds to belief, not to doubt. The body is healed by conviction, not by chance. You may wonder, but how do I convince myself when my senses shout the opposite? The answer is persistence. Feelings of sickness may resist, but repetition wears down resistance. One drop of water makes no mark, but thousands carve the rock. One affirmation may feel weak, but repeated with faith, it becomes conviction, and conviction heals. This is why Jesus said, according to your faith, be it unto you, not according to your fleeting thought, but according to your deep conviction. The subconscious responds to what you feel most strongly, whether fear or faith. Choose faith, and impress it until it dominates. Then the body will obey. Do not forget that resentment is poison to the flesh. A woman once carried bitterness so deep it manifested as lesions on her skin. She clung to anger, and her body bore the scars. When she released it and began to affirm, divine love dissolves everything unlike itself. I forgive, I release, I am free. The lesions vanished. Her body was healed because her mind was healed. The lesions vanished. Her body was healed because her mind was healed. What you hold in your heart is printed on your body. Speak love to yourself, and love will heal you. Speak peace, and peace will heal you. Speak harmony, and harmony will heal you. There is no organ beyond the reach of belief. The subconscious directs them all, and it hears the language of faith. Speak to your stomach if it troubles you, saying, you digest in peace and harmony. Speak to your lungs if they falter, you breathe freely, you are strong, you are whole. Speak to your eyes, your ears, your heart, every part of your body. Do not curse them with words of fear. Bless them with words of life. The subconscious will carry your blessing to the very cells, and the cells will obey. This is the inner medicine, the true science of healing, the secret of the inner doctor. Now let us seal this part with a decree. Say quietly but with conviction, I am whole, I am strong, I am calm, I am free. Every cell of my body listens to the voice of harmony. Divine intelligence heals me now. Write it on your heart. Whisper it as you drift into sleep, and let it sink into the fertile soil of the subconscious. For once impressed, it must be expressed, and the body will rise in obedience to the law of belief. There is a law working in you this very moment, a law that governs every beat of your heart, every renewal of your cells, every silent function that keeps you alive. This is the law of belief operating through the subconscious, and it does not stop for sickness. It does not falter under age. It does not weaken with despair. It obeys the strongest impression you hand it. If you hand it fear, it fashions weakness. If you hand it faith, it fashions strength. If you hand it resentment, it poisons the blood. If you hand it love, it purifies the body. The subconscious is the inner doctor, tireless, precise, faithful. It has no voice of its own. It repeats the voice you give it. This is why you must learn to speak to your body with authority, for every command becomes law to your flesh. A man once came to me trembling with stage fright, paralyzed by fear before his audiences. His throat tightened. His body refused to obey. I told him, do not curse your body with the thought of failure. Speak to it. Command it. Say, I am poised. I am confident. My voice flows with ease. Divine intelligence sings through me. He did this before each performance, and his body obeyed. The paralysis dissolved, his voice returned, and his talent shone. What changed? Not the audience, not his talent, but the command he gave his subconscious. His inner doctor replaced fear with faith, weakness with strength. You can do the same, for the law is no respecter of persons. The body is not a tyrant, it is a servant, and the subconscious is the bridge by which the servant obeys the master. Your subconscious mind is also your chemist, mixing secretions, balancing hormones, directing circulation. You do not consciously know how to regulate blood sugar, how to mend a fracture, how to fight infection. Yet the subconscious does it every hour, every minute, without fail. This is the inner doctor at work. But hear this, it is sensitive to the instructions you impress. If you continually feed it fear, worry, and despair, it floods your system with destructive chemistry. If you continually impress it with peace, joy, and confidence, it produces healing chemistry. You are either commanding your body toward sickness or toward health every moment, and the choice rests with you. Speak wisely, and your body will respond with life. I recall the case of Madame Beer in France, blind though her optic nerves were destroyed. Through prayer and suggestion, she accepted the belief that sight was hers, and the subconscious obeyed. Her blindness vanished, though the physical organ had no reason to heal. Doctors were astounded, but the subconscious was only obeying the law of belief. What does this tell you? That your body is never the final authority. The subconscious, directed by belief, can overrule any physical evidence, can reorganize tissues, can create new conditions. It is the unseen physician that bends the visible body to its command, and the command is always belief. Do not imagine that illness is stronger than the power within you. Illness is only an impression made by fear, resentment, or false belief. Change the impression, and the illness loses its hold. One woman filled with bitterness developed painful lesions. Physicians treated her in vain. When she began to affirm, I release resentment, I forgive, I love, I am free, the subconscious accepted love instead of hate. The lesions disappeared, the pain dissolved, the body was healed. What was the medicine? Not a pill, not a salve, but the impression of love. For love is harmony, and harmony heals. Speak to your body with love, and love will heal it. Many live as if they are powerless before age, believing that decline is inevitable. And so the subconscious, obeying belief, brings decline. But age is not sickness, it is change. If you affirm, I am growing old and weak, your body will follow. If you affirm, I am alive with divine vitality, renewed day by day, your body will also follow. Your subconscious does not know calendars or clocks. It only knows belief. If you believe in weakness, it expresses weakness. If you believe in renewal, it expresses renewal. Therefore, speak to your body with the voice of youth, of strength, of vigor. Declare, I am renewed like the eagle. Every cell is charged with divine life. Repeat it, feel it, believe it, and your body will obey. Understand that visualization is the royal language of the subconscious. Words are commands, but pictures are commands clothed in power. Imagine yourself walking freely, breathing deeply, living with joy. See the image, feel the image, live the image inwardly. The subconscious cannot distinguish between the imagined and the real. It accepts the picture you give it, and it sets the body in motion to match it. This is why many are sick. They continually imagine themselves sick, rehearse pain, picture failure. Change the picture, and you change the body. The inner doctor heals by the image impressed upon it. The law is simple. The law is exact. The law is universal. What is impressed is expressed. Write this, whisper it, engrave it in your mind. Say it now. What is impressed is expressed. Do not take it lightly. Let it be your daily rule. For this is the golden key to health, to strength, to renewal. Every word you speak inwardly is an impression, and every impression is a seed. The harvest is certain. Choose, therefore, to plant only what you desire to reap. Now let us seal this with a living decree. Say with me quietly, but with conviction. I am whole, I am vital, I am renewed. My body listens to the voice of harmony. Every organ functions in perfect order. The inner doctor works through me now. Write it, whisper it, feel it, until it becomes conviction. For once the subconscious accepts it, the body must express it, and health must appear. Every moment of your life, your subconscious is translating thought into flesh. It listens to the whisper of your emotions, the imagery of your mind. the decrees of your inner voice, and it shapes your body accordingly. This is why you cannot afford to be careless with thought. A casual word of fear, a repeated image of weakness, a hidden belief of failure, these are not harmless. They are commands. And the subconscious does not ignore commands. It accepts them, magnifies them, and expresses them in blood pressure, in circulation, in digestion, and vitality. But the reverse is also true. Every word of faith, every image of health, every belief in harmony is a command of life, and the subconscious just as faithfully expresses these. You are never neutral. You are always sowing, always commanding. The body is the servant, the subconscious is the bridge, and you are the master. I recall a young student who struggled with constant headaches. She had been told by others, "You are delicate, you are weak, you are prone to illness." She accepted these suggestions, repeated them inwardly, and her body obeyed, producing pain and weakness. I instructed her to reject those false seeds and to plant new ones. Each night she affirmed, "My head is clear, my mind is calm, my body is strong. Divine peace governs every function." She pictured herself walking freely, laughing without pain, radiant with health. Within weeks the headaches vanished. What had happened? She had spoken to her body with truth, and the subconscious obeyed. The sickness was not a punishment, but a misdirected command. When the command changed, the condition changed. Understand that disease is often the result of emotional states impressed upon the body. Fear tightens the nerves. Anger poisons the blood. Guilt depresses the immune system. But forgiveness releases harmony. Joy strengthens resistance. Gratitude fills the body with life. You cannot dwell on bitterness and expect the body to thrive. You cannot rehearse fear and expect the body to heal. The subconscious is impartial. It expresses whatever is impressed. Therefore, speak peace into your body. Speak forgiveness. Speak love. Speak gratitude. These are not vague sentiments. They are healing forces. When impressed upon the subconscious, they become chemistry. They become circulation. They become health. There was once a man who suffered from ulcers. Every thought of resentment, every hidden grudge, every unspoken anger seared into his subconscious, and his stomach bore the scars. I told him, "You must release the poison. Begin each night by saying, 'I forgive, I release, I am free. Divine love heals me, peace fills my soul.'" At first it seemed impossible. He clung to his bitterness, but persistence wore away resistance, and soon his body responded. The ulcers healed, his digestion improved, his strength returned, his subconscious accepted love instead of hate, and the body obeyed. This is the law. The body is the canvas, the subconscious is the brush, and belief is the paint. Change the paint, and the picture changes. Your subconscious does not care how the suggestion is delivered. It may come from a symbol, a prayer, a ritual, a phrase. It cares only for the belief behind it. One man was healed of tuberculosis by believing in a fragment of wood he thought sacred. The wood had no power, the belief had all power. His subconscious accepted the suggestion of health, and the body obeyed. Do not despise symbols if they carry belief, but know this: the true power is always within you. You need not wait for external objects. You can speak directly to your body, and it will listen. You can impress your subconscious with words of life, and it will express them in your flesh. Be mindful of the images you hold before sleep, for the moments before slumber are the gateway to the subconscious. If you drift into sleep, rehearsing fears, your body will rehearse them in function. But if you drift into sleep affirming health, the subconscious will labor through the night to restore it. One man, facing heart trouble, began to affirm before sleep, "My heart is strong, my blood is pure, my circulation is perfect. The healing presence of God renews me now." He imagined himself walking freely, full of vitality. Within months his heart was restored, his circulation normal. The doctors could not explain it, but the law had acted. The subconscious obeyed the night command, and the body expressed it. Never underestimate the power of repetition. The subconscious does not change course by one faint wish, but by steady impression. As water shapes stone drop by drop, so repetition shapes belief impression by impression. Do not despair if change seems slow. Persist. Each affirmation is a drop. Each image is a seed. In time, the subconscious accepts, and once accepted, Expression is inevitable. The body cannot resist the dominant impression. It must obey. Be patient, but be persistent. The law cannot fail you when you do not fail it. Now let us seal this truth with an affirmation. Say quietly but firmly, I am whole, I am free, I am strong. Divine love fills every cell of my body. Peace flows through my mind. Health flows through my veins. Joy fills my spirit. Write it, whisper it, engrave it in your soul. For what is impressed is expressed, and your inner doctor is already at work, shaping your body to match your belief. Your subconscious mind is the silent architect of your body, and every day it receives orders from your conscious thoughts, whether you are aware of them or not. The words you repeat, the feelings you indulge, the images you hold, these are the blueprints it uses to build your health or your sickness. The subconscious does not stop to ask if the blueprint is wise. It does not question whether you meant the words you said in jest or whether the fears you nursed were justified. It simply takes them as commands and sets the machinery of your body in motion to fulfill them. This is why so many suffer without understanding. They are victims of their own careless commands. But the moment you realize this truth, you are no longer a victim. You are the builder. You are the one who directs the inner doctor with deliberate authority. There was a man plagued with insomnia for years, exhausted and broken from sleepless nights. He told himself daily, I cannot sleep. I will never sleep. My body has forgotten how to rest. His subconscious accepted the decree, and his body obeyed, refusing to yield to slumber. I instructed him to reverse the command. Each night, as he lay down, he was to whisper, I sleep in peace. My mind is calm, my body is relaxed. Divine harmony restores me now. He pictured himself resting deeply, waking refreshed. At first he doubted, but persistence wore away resistance, and within weeks he slept like a child. What healed him? Not a pill, but a new command to the subconscious. The inner doctor restored what the false suggestion had stolen. Fear is the most common disease of the mind, and it leaves scars upon the body. Every fearful thought is an alarm bell to the subconscious, and the subconscious responds with tension, with imbalance, with sickness. Yet faith is the antidote. Faith is the command of harmony, and the subconscious responds with health. You cannot serve both masters. You cannot indulge fear in the heart and expect health in the body. Choose faith, and the body will flourish. Say to yourself now, I choose faith, I choose harmony, I choose life. Write it, whisper it, let it sink in, for the subconscious is listening, and the body is always obeying. I knew a woman who carried bitterness for decades, and her body reflected it. Her joints stiffened, her energy dwindled, her face hardened. When at last she was persuaded to forgive, to affirm daily, I release the past, I forgive everyone, I am free, her body began to change. The stiffness melted, her vitality returned, her countenance softened. The inner doctor obeyed the new command, and health was restored. Resentment had poisoned her body, forgiveness purified it. The subconscious cannot resist the law. What is impressed is expressed. If you impress resentment, the body decays. If you impress love, the body thrives. Speak love to your body, and it will heal. Never forget the creative power of imagination. The subconscious accepts imagery as reality. If you constantly imagine yourself sick, failing, weak, the subconscious records it as fact and directs the body to comply. But if you imagine yourself whole, strong, radiant, the subconscious also records it as fact and directs the body to conform. One girl preparing for a singing audition was paralyzed by fear. She imagined herself failing, forgetting, trembling, and so her body obeyed. I told her to change the picture, to imagine herself singing boldly, voice flowing, audience applauding. She repeated this image daily, affirming, my voice is strong, my nerves are steady, divine intelligence expresses through me. When the day came, she sang beautifully. The subconscious had obeyed the new image. The subconscious is also your chemist, compounding within your body every medicine you could ever need. It produces antibodies, balances hormones, regulates chemistry, all under the command of your belief. When you affirm, every cell is filled with divine vitality, my blood is pure, my organs are whole, you are prescribing to your inner chemist, and it obeys. But if you affirm, I am weak, I am sick, I am aging, it also obeys, producing chemistry of decline. The subconscious is impartial. It follows orders, whether wise or foolish. Therefore, be deliberate in what you prescribe. Your words are medicine or poison, and the subconscious administers them to your body. One man cured himself of cancer by impressing upon his subconscious daily the image of perfect health. He visualized his body radiant with light, every cell glowing, every organ whole. He affirmed with feeling, "The healing presence of God flows through me now. I am whole, I am strong, I am renewed." His subconscious accepted, and his body responded. Doctors called it remission. He called it the law of belief. You may call it miracle, but the law knows no miracle. It only knows correspondence. As within, so without. As believed, so expressed. If you doubt this law, observe the countless ways suggestion shapes the body. Hypnosis alone can make the skin blister at a suggestion of heat, or the body go rigid at a suggestion of paralysis. If false suggestions can produce illness, why should not true suggestions produce health? The subconscious responds to both equally, without judgment, without delay. It is your responsibility to give it only commands of life. The subconscious cannot argue with you. It cannot reject what you impress. It only obeys. This is your power, and with power comes responsibility. Do not speak lightly to your inner doctor. Give it noble orders, and it will carry them out faithfully. Now let us impress the truth with affirmation. Say quietly but firmly, "I am alive with divine vitality. Every cell of my body obeys the law of harmony. I am calm, I am strong, I am whole. My subconscious is my inner doctor, and it heals me now." Write it, whisper it, feel it, until it becomes conviction. For once impressed, it must be expressed, and the body cannot resist the law of life. Every disease begins first as a thought, and every cure begins first as a belief. The body is only the canvas. The true strokes are painted within. If you continually speak words of weakness, your subconscious obeys, and the body bends under the weight of that impression. But if you continually speak words of strength, your subconscious obeys, and the body rises in power. The law does not ask whether you are rich or poor, learned or unlearned. It responds equally to the beggar and the king. The subconscious knows no partiality. It only mirrors the seed you plant, and the harvest is always after its kind. You cannot sow fear and reap courage. You cannot sow decay and reap vitality. What is impressed is expressed. This is the inviolable law of health. I once knew a girl who stuttered from childhood. Every time she tried to speak, she repeated inwardly, "I cannot, I will fail, I am broken." Her subconscious obeyed the command, and her body reflected the speech disorder. I taught her to change the decree. Each night before sleep, she said aloud, "I speak with ease. My words flow smoothly. I am confident, I am whole." She imagined herself speaking clearly, confidently, joyfully. Within months, the stutter melted away. Did the tongue heal itself? No, the subconscious changed the blueprint, and the body obeyed. Her tongue was never the master. Her thought was the master. She spoke to her body, and her body listened. You must understand that your subconscious is not only builder but guardian. It regulates your heart without your awareness, fights infection without your permission, renews your tissues without your knowledge. Yet all this it does under the command of your deepest belief. If you fill your heart with dread, it prepares the body for dread. If you fill it with assurance, it prepares the body for assurance. When you live in fear of disease, your subconscious, thinking you require it, shapes the body toward it. But when you live in faith and health, your subconscious, thinking you require it, shapes the body toward it. It is not faith, but faith that writes the story of your flesh. One man, terrified of heart failure, repeated daily, "I fear my heart is weak." Soon his heart faltered, not because nature was against him, but because his subconscious had been commanded to weaken it. Another man, once struck by the same fear, changed the command. "My heart is strong, my circulation is perfect, the life of God flows through me." He impressed this until it became conviction, and his body obeyed with vigor. Both men lived under the same law, but one misused it, the other mastered it. The subconscious obeyed both faithfully, impartially, inevitably. The law does not fail, only our use of it fails. Do not forget that imagination is the golden key. The subconscious speaks most fluently in images. If you continually picture yourself sick, you are prescribing illness. If you continually picture yourself healed, you are prescribing health. See yourself climbing stairs with ease, running with energy, glowing with vitality. Let the image be so vivid that your body feels it even before it is expressed. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between real and vividly imagined. It accepts the picture as fact and moves the body into harmony with it. This is why visualization, united with affirmation, is the royal road to health. Your words are also commands. Do not mock yourself with phrases like, "I'm always sick," or "I'll never be well." The subconscious does not understand jest. It hears the words, accepts them, and shapes the body to match. Speak instead words of life. I am whole. I am strong. I am filled with vitality. Do not repeat them mechanically, but with feeling, with expectancy, with faith. When word and feeling unite, the subconscious accepts, and the body obeys. This is the law of belief in operation, simple yet profound. Your health is not determined by fate, but by faith, not by chance, but by choice. I recall the case of a woman blind from birth, who was healed under hypnosis. Her subconscious was told, "You can see," and for a time she saw. What had happened? The subconscious, once convinced, directed the body to obey. If false belief under suggestion could grant her temporary sight, how much more can true belief, consciously chosen, grant permanent healing? This demonstrates again that the subconscious is no respecter of truth or falsehood. It only expresses what it accepts. Therefore, give it only the truth you desire to live, and it will obey it. You may ask, how long will it take? That is not your concern. Seeds sprout in their own season. Some healings come swiftly, others gradually. The timing is not yours to control. Your part is to plant faithfully, to water persistently, to expect confidently. The subconscious, once impressed, is already at work. The inner doctor never sleeps, never delays. It organizes cells, restores functions, and adjusts chemistry silently, constantly, invisibly. Trust its work. Persist in your command. The harvest must come, for the law is unbreakable. What is impressed is expressed. Now let us seal this with affirmation. Say quietly but firmly, I am whole. I am strong. My heart beats with power. My blood flows in harmony. My nerves are calm. Every cell of my body listens to the voice of health. I speak only life, and life responds. Write it, whisper it, believe it. Let it sink deep into the subconscious, and the body will rise to obey. For the inner doctor never refuses the command of faith. The greatest tragedy of most lives is not that they are denied help, but that they have never learned to claim it. They beg for healing as if it were outside themselves, when in truth, the inner doctor has been waiting all along for their command. Your subconscious does not withhold help. It only mirrors what you impress. If you continually impress weakness, it expresses weakness. If you continually impress vitality, it expresses vitality. The law is mercilessly fair. It gives you what you decree. Therefore, the wisest among us cease pleading for help and begin declaring it. They speak to their bodies as sovereigns, and their bodies obey. One man once told me, I fear cancer runs in my family, and I know it will strike me. This was not a statement of faith. It was a decree of belief. The subconscious, hearing it daily, set the chemistry of his body in motion to fulfill it. Fear is belief inverted, and the subconscious obeys fear as faithfully as faith. Yet another man, born in the same family line, declared each morning, I am whole. I am guided by infinite intelligence. The healing presence of God flows through every cell. His body reflected his decree. The law did not favor one man over the other. It simply obeyed their beliefs, as within, so without. You cannot plant weeds and reap wheat, but you can choose tonight which seed to sow. Your subconscious cannot ignore your emotions. It is most deeply impressed by feeling, and it expresses in the body what you feel most strongly. If you constantly feel anxious, your body will reflect it with palpitations, tightness, imbalance. If you constantly feel joyful, your body will reflect it with energy, vitality, and harmony. Words without emotion are like seeds without water. They may fall, but they will not germinate. When you speak to your body, speak with conviction, with feeling, with expectancy. Do not merely say, I am healthy. Say it with the joy of already being healthy. See yourself glowing, walking strong, laughing free. Feel it as real, and your subconscious will accept it as fact. I once counseled a woman with chronic skin disease. Her body was covered in lesions, and she lived in misery. She confessed that she secretly repeated daily, "My skin is ugly, my skin is ruined, I cannot be healed." Her subconscious obeyed her decree. I told her to reverse the command. Each morning and night she was to affirm, "My skin is clear, my skin is beautiful, my body is whole. The light of divine love shines through every cell." She was to imagine herself radiant, her skin smooth and glowing. At first she felt foolish, but persistence carved a new pattern. The subconscious accepted, and the body obeyed. In time her skin cleared, and she walked in joy. She had spoken to her body, and the body listened. Do not think your subconscious is bound by medical verdicts. Doctors may say there is no hope, but the subconscious has no such limitation. It is connected to infinite intelligence, which holds the power of renewal beyond human understanding. Countless so-called hopeless cases have been healed when belief impressed a new command. This does not mean you must reject medical help. It means you must never surrender your faith to despair. Medicine may be a channel, but the true healer is always the subconscious guided by divine law. When you believe, the subconscious finds ways to express healing, sometimes through doctors, sometimes through nature, sometimes through what the world calls miracle. The law does not fail. Beware the idle words you speak to yourself. Many casually declare, "I am always tired. I catch every sickness. I am getting weaker with age." The subconscious does not understand humor, does not recognize exaggeration. It only accepts the command, and the body faithfully obeys. Do not curse yourself with your own tongue. Speak instead decrees of life. I am alive with energy. I am resilient. I am renewed day by day. Speak them often, speak them with conviction, and your body will respond. The subconscious is like soil. It grows what you plant. If you plant thorns, do not curse the soil. If you plant wheat, it will grow wheat. What you impress is always expressed. One man, tormented by stomach trouble, began to speak daily to his body. He would place his hand upon his stomach and say, "You digest in peace. You are calm, strong, perfect. Thank you for serving me in harmony." He repeated this until it became natural, until his subconscious accepted it. Soon the pain left, digestion improved, and his body obeyed. The stomach had not been his enemy. It had only been listening to the wrong command. When the command changed, the condition changed. So it is with every part of your body. Speak to your heart, your lungs, your eyes, your nerves. Give them words of life, and they will obey. Visualization is your ally in this work. Words instruct, but pictures persuade. Imagine yourself healed, strong, whole. See yourself walking with vigor, laughing with joy, radiating peace. Let the image be clear, vivid, alive. Your subconscious accepts imagery more deeply than argument, and once it accepts, the body must conform. Do not picture sickness. Do not rehearse weakness. Picture health. Rehearse strength. The subconscious cannot resist the picture impressed with conviction. It will build the body to match it. Now let us seal this truth with affirmation. Say it slowly with conviction. I am alive with energy, renewed each day by divine light. My body listens to my words. My cells respond to my faith. My organs obey the law of harmony. I am whole, I am strong, I am free. Write it, whisper it, believe it. For once the subconscious accepts, the body must express, and health must appear. Every organ of your body is a servant, awaiting your command. Your heart beats to the rhythm of your belief. Your lungs breathe to the measure of your faith. Your nerves carry the signal of your conviction. You may think your body operates independently, but the truth is it answers to the impressions of your subconscious mind. When you say, "I am weak," it drains strength. When you say, "I am strong," it releases vitality. When you imagine sickness, it builds sickness. When you imagine health, it builds health. The body is not master, it is servant. The subconscious is not tyrant, it is obedient. And you, through your thoughts, feelings, and images, are the master of them both. This is the forgotten power of man, the power to speak to his own body and see it obey. There was once a man who suffered crippling arthritis. His joints stiffened, his body betrayed him, and he muttered daily, "I am crippled. I am hopeless. I am broken." His subconscious accepted these words as commands, and his body followed. When I met him, I urged him to change his decree. I told him, "Speak to your body with faith. Say every joint is flexible, every muscle is strong, every movement is free. Divine life flows through me now. Visualize yourself walking with ease, running with freedom, moving without pain." He obeyed, repeating it day after day. Slowly the pain lessened, movement returned, and joy was restored. What healed him? Not medicine alone, but a new command. The subconscious heard, and the body obeyed. Understand this, the subconscious is no respecter of truth or falsehood, good or bad. It only expresses what is impressed. This is why hypnosis can produce stigmata, paralysis, or fever by mere suggestion. If the subconscious can produce sickness through false belief, how much more can it produce health through true belief? The law is impartial. It will create poison or medicine depending on the command. You hold the power to choose. If you continually say, "I am doomed," the subconscious obliges. If you continually say, "I am healed," the subconscious obliges. The responsibility is yours, but so is the power. You cannot escape the law, but why should you wish to? The law rightly used is your path to freedom. Never forget that your subconscious works day and night, even while you sleep. It governs digestion, circulation, repair, and renewal. If you This is what minutes before sleep or sleep. Guard them. Do not fall asleep nursing sickness. Fall asleep affirming health. Say quietly, "Every cell of my body is alive with the healing presence of God. I rest in peace. I rise in strength." Let this be the last impression, and your subconscious will labor through the night to make it real. A woman once plagued by heart trouble practiced this faithfully. She imagined her heart glowing with light, beating strongly, perfectly. She affirmed nightly, "My heart is strong, my circulation is harmonious, my body is whole." She drifted into sleep with this command, and in time her heart was healed. Doctors called it unexplainable, but the law explains it simply. What is impressed is expressed. The subconscious took the impression of strength and rebuilt the body to match. What you imagine and affirm at night becomes your morning reality. Beware of the poison of constant complaint. Many say, "I am always sick, I am always tired, nothing works for me." These words, repeated daily, become seeds planted in the subconscious. The soil does not ask if you want weeds, it simply grows them. If you want a different harvest, plant different seed. Say, "I am full of light, I am calm, I am healed, I am guided." Write it on your heart, write it on paper, speak it with conviction. Do not speak what you do not want to live. Every word is a decree. Every decree becomes flesh. One man was healed of severe asthma by daily speaking to his lungs. He placed his hands upon his chest and said, "You breathe freely, you are clear, you are whole. The breath of divine life fills you now." He imagined himself walking long distances, breathing deeply, free of struggle. In time his lungs obeyed. The wheezing ceased. The chest opened, the air flowed. He was not at the mercy of fate. He was at the mercy of his belief. And when belief changed, his body changed. The subconscious had been given new orders, and the body carried them out. This is the inner science of healing. Speak, imagine, feel, persist. Do not be swayed by appearances. The body may resist at first, but repetition wears down resistance. As drops of water carve the stone, so affirmations carve the subconscious. In time, conviction forms and the body obeys. Do not measure the harvest by days or weeks. Measure it by faith. Every word of truth spoken with conviction is a seed, and every seed has its season. The harvest is certain if you do not uproot the seed with doubt. Now let us plant tonight's seed with affirmation. Say quietly but firmly, "I am whole, I am free, I am strong. My heart beats with harmony. My lungs breathe with ease. My body listens to the law of life. Divine intelligence heals me now." Repeat it until it becomes conviction. For once impressed, it must be expressed, and the inner doctor will not fail to obey. Your subconscious is the book of life, and every day you are writing in it with invisible ink. Each thought, each feeling, Each inner word is a sentence impressed upon its pages, and your body reads those pages with absolute obedience. If the story you write is one of weakness, your body enacts weakness. If the story you write is one of help, your body enacts help. The subconscious never edits, never questions, never argues. It only performs. This is why so many are enslaved by their own careless authorship. They write tragedy in their hearts and then wonder why they live in sorrow. But once you grasp this truth, you can write a new story. You can write help. You can write strength. You can write renewal. And the body will perform the drama exactly as you have written. A man once told me that every winter he fell ill with severe colds. He said, "It always happens to me. It is inevitable." His subconscious, hearing this annual decree, faithfully reproduced the condition year after year. When I taught him to change his story, to affirm instead, "I am immune, I am strong, divine life protects me," the pattern was broken. The subconscious accepted the new script, and his body obeyed. From that day, winter no longer brought sickness. You see, the body is not bound to repeat the past. It only repeats the commands it receives. Change the command and you change the condition. The past has no power once the subconscious receives a new decree. This is why the law of belief is the greatest medicine in the world. It is not limited by heredity, not confined by age, not restricted by prognosis. Whatever you deeply believe, your subconscious will express. If you believe decline is inevitable, decline comes. If you believe renewal is possible, renewal comes. If you believe you are beyond healing, the subconscious obliges. If you believe you are whole now, the subconscious obliges. It is impartial, exact, and unfailing. You must choose what you believe, for the belief becomes the command, and the command becomes the condition. One woman suffering from chronic back pain lived in torment for years. She confessed that every day she whispered to herself, "My back is ruined, my body is failing, I will never be free." Her subconscious accepted and produced pain faithfully. I told her to reverse it. She was to declare, "My spine is straight, my back is strong, my body is free. The healing presence of God flows through me." She was to imagine herself walking tall, bending easily, laughing without pain. She did this faithfully, and slowly her pain dissolved. Her body had not been her enemy. Her belief had been her jailer. When the belief changed, the body followed. What is impressed is expressed. This is the law, and the law cannot fail. Do not forget that your subconscious is always at work, even when your conscious mind is occupied elsewhere. It is always building, always repairing, always carrying out the last command. This is why careless words are dangerous. You may think it doesn't matter what I say in frustration, but it matters greatly. The subconscious takes every word as truth. Do not say, "I am always tired," unless you wish to live in fatigue. Do not say, "I cannot handle this," unless you wish to weaken yourself. Speak instead decrees of strength. "I am filled with energy. I am guided by infinite intelligence. I can do all things through the power within me." These are not empty words. They are blueprints, and the subconscious will build according to them. Visualization remains the most potent tool you possess. For images are the language of the subconscious. See yourself already healed. See yourself running with ease, breathing freely, living joyfully. Do not rehearse disease in your imagination. Rehearse health. Do not picture yourself as broken. Picture yourself as whole. The subconscious cannot resist the picture you hold with conviction. It will move every process of your body toward the image impressed. This is why the wise guard their imagination as fiercely as their words. The pictures you hold are the seeds of tomorrow's body. Plant wisely. One man healed himself of chronic asthma by visualizing himself running in open fields, breathing freely, laughing loudly. He declared daily, "The breath of life flows through me. My lungs are clear, my airways are open, my body is free." He persisted until the subconscious accepted, and his lungs obeyed. His body conformed to the picture impressed upon it. This is not magic, it is law. The subconscious accepts the image, and the body expresses it. As within, so without. As impressed, so expressed. Do not think this power is reserved for saints or sages. It belongs to every man, woman, and child. You are already using it, whether for sickness or for health. Every fear, every worry, every careless phrase is a command. Every affirmation, every visualization, every prayer is a command. The subconscious obeys them all impartially. The question is not whether you are using the law, but how. Tonight I urge you to use it wisely. Speak life, imagine health, feel strength. Give your subconscious noble orders, and it will carry them out. Now let us seal this truth with a decree. Say with me, I am whole, I am strong, I am free. My body listens to my words. My subconscious obeys my belief. My inner doctor heals me now. Write it, whisper it, feel it as true. For once the subconscious accepts, the body must express, and the law of life will never fail you. The greatest secret you will ever learn is that you are never helpless, never without medicine, never without healing. For within you dwells the inner doctor, the subconscious mind, tirelessly working, endlessly faithful, waiting only for your command. This power is greater than heredity, greater than environment, greater than the verdicts of men. It is one with infinite intelligence, and it holds the blueprint of perfect health. You may cover that blueprint with fear, stain it with resentment, distort it with false belief, but it is never destroyed. The moment you impress harmony again, the blueprint re-emerges, and the body begins to rebuild itself in the image of truth. This is the divine law of healing, and it belongs to you now. I knew a man who had been declared incurable. His organs were failing, and the physicians could do no more. But he refused despair. He said, there is a higher law, and I will use it. He began to affirm daily, the healing presence of God flows through me. My body is the temple of life. Every cell is restored. Every organ is renewed. Every function is perfect. He visualized light filling him, saw himself walking in strength, felt health as already real. Slowly his condition reversed, and life returned to him. Was it a miracle? To the world, yes, but to those who know the law, it was inevitable. What is impressed is expressed, and he had impressed health. Do not wait until crisis to command your subconscious. Speak to it daily, in peace as in trouble. Tell your body each morning, I am strong, I am alive, I am free. Tell it each night, I rest in harmony, I wake in vitality. This is preventive medicine, the truest protection. Just as you would not wait until fields are barren to plant seed, so do not wait until sickness appears to plant health. So daily, and your harvest will be continual. Speak life until life is your only conviction. The subconscious cannot resist steady repetition. It must obey the voice that speaks most often, most strongly, most vividly. Make that voice one of truth. You must also realize that healing is not only physical, it is mental, emotional, spiritual. If you are tormented by guilt, speak forgiveness. If you are enslaved by fear, speak courage. If you are trapped in resentment, speak love. These inner poisons are the roots of many bodily ills. Remove the root, and the fruit will wither. Plant peace, and peace will bear fruit in your flesh. The subconscious listens not only to your words about your body, but to your words about life itself. If you declare that life is cruel, the body will wither under cruelty. If you declare that life is divine order, the body will thrive in order. Speak truth about life, and life will speak truth in you. Do not ask, can I really heal? Ask instead, what will I choose to impress? For the law is already proven 1,000 times. The only question is whether you will use it. If you continue to speak weakness, weakness will continue. If you begin tonight to speak strength, strength will begin. The harvest follows the seed, not the wish. The subconscious answers conviction, not complaint. This is why I tell you, stop rehearsing sickness, stop repeating fear, stop cursing your body. Speak to it as master to servant. Command it with faith, bless it with love, guide it with vision. It will obey you more faithfully than any physician of flesh and blood. The inner doctor is impartial. It will heal a cut without your conscious effort. It will mend a bone without your command. But when you give it orders of sickness, it will faithfully express those too. This is why you must learn to direct it consciously, deliberately, persistently. Every word you speak inwardly is a prescription. Every image you hold is a medicine. Every feeling you repeat is a dosage. Are you prescribing sickness or health? Are you administering poison or cure? Tonight you hold the pen. Tonight you write the prescription. Choose wisely, for the body will swallow every word. I tell you now, the most potent affirmation you can carry is this. I am whole, I am strong, I am healed. Write it on your heart. Whisper it through the day. Let it be the last sound before sleep and the first sound upon waking. Let it saturate your subconscious until it becomes conviction. And when conviction comes, expression follows. The body will rise to obey, the inner doctor will act, and health will appear. The law has no exceptions, no favorites, no failures. It always gives you what you impress. Impress life, and life will express. You may wonder if it is too late, but as long as you breathe, it is not too late. The subconscious works until your last moment, and it can restore. The inner doctor never sleeps, never dies, never abandons you. It waits always, ready to obey the command of your faith. Now let us close with the seal of truth. Say with me, I am whole, I am strong, I am healed. Every cell of my body listens to the voice of harmony. Divine intelligence flows through me now. The law of life is the law of belief, and I believe in health, peace, and strength. Write it, whisper it, engrave it deep, for what is impressed is expressed. And tonight you have impressed life itself. Tomorrow and every day after, your body will rise to prove it.